An unarmed elderly man with dementia was shot and killed Monday by police in Bakersfield. The 73-year-old man had reportedly been acting erratically while carrying a gun. However, that object officers found in his pocket was not a weapon after all. It was something else. RT's Brigida Santos has the story for us today. Brigida, tell us about the victim here and what it is police found in his pocket.
Anya, this is a man named Francisco Serna. As you said, he is 73 years old. Now, he happened to be a grandfather and a retiree and was suffering from the early stages of dementia, which over the last month, his family members say only were getting worse. Now, he was involved in 2 incidents in the hours leading up to his death. In the first incident, he was seen yelling at a neighbor, banging on that person's windows and doors. That person went outside and confronted Mr. Serna. That person also said that they believed he had a weapon on him at the time, but that person did not report the incident until now, as it is relevant. In regards to the second incident, I have a portion of the press conference that took place with the chief of police that will be starting on Monday. Take a listen to that here.
At approximately 12:35 a.m. Monday, December 12th, a second resident who was the passenger in the vehicle had returned home. And as she was removing things from the vehicle, she noticed Mr. Serna standing behind her. So Mr. Serna began asking her about her reasons for being at the residence and was acting strangely. Mr. Serna then asked to get into the vehicle. At this time, she described Mr. Serna having one hand inside of his jacket, and she described what she believed to be a firearm.
Now, this woman happened to live in the house directly across the street from Mr. Serna's house, and she said that she believed she had seen the black or brown handle of a gun in his pocket, so that's why she called the police. Now, the police did arrive, and they asked Mr. Serna to take his hands out of his pockets. He failed to comply, and within 20 seconds, an officer named Reagan Selman fired 7 shots at Mr. Serna, ultimately killing him. Police eventually did rifle through his pockets, and what they found at the time was not a weapon, but instead it was a crucifix made out of some sort of dark imitation wood. Now, his family members say that he liked to wave this crucifix at people and that he liked to walk around the neighborhood at night when he had trouble sleeping, which is what they believe happened here. And they are calling this a flat-out murder. Take a listen to what they had to say.
BPD murdered my father for no reason. They need to be held accountable because this is just happening too often to too many people.
The police had previously been to Serna's house, according to reports, when he became confused and activated an emergency alert in his home. And his family members say that even in this incident, police were warned about his condition. The police have denied that, but a recording has proven that that was the case. Whether or not that information was then relayed to the police is still unclear. Last night, his family members held a vigil in his honor. Anya.
Wow, Brigida, what is being done about the officer involved in this shooting?
This, of course, is always the big question. Now, the officer who is responsible for pulling the trigger here, Officer Selman, has been placed on administrative leave, as have the other 6 officers who were present at the time. Now, this is a standard procedure. It doesn't necessarily mean that any of the officers will be charged, especially not that one officer who was responsible here. And it's really sad to see this happening right before the holidays. Now, this police department has faced trouble in the past, which is why there is a new incoming police chief. And in fact, Kern County, which is where Bakersfield lies, actually has the most fatal police shootings per capita than anywhere else in the country. Anya.
That's usually the case with these stories, Brigida. I find that when we start digging at these stories we hear about, we find that there's a wider problem in these police departments, and it's usually not the only incident. So thank you so much for bringing us that update and that extremely sad story. RT correspondent Brigida Santos in Los Angeles for us.
Two deadliest police deaths in America under investigation amid pile of dead bodies. Read more at RT. Kern County earned itself the dubious honor of being home to the 2 most lethal police departments in the country. Now, California Attorney General Kamala Harris is opening a non-criminal investigation into them. Kern County, California, has a population of less than 1 million residents, but their two largest police forces killed more people in 2015 than the New York City Police Department, NYPD, despite the Big Apple's population being 10 times larger. After the pair were deemed the deadliest local law enforcement agencies nationwide by The Guardian, California Attorney General Kamala Harris announced Thursday that media reports and citizen complaints had given her cause to investigate both Kern County Sheriff's Office and the Bakersfield Police Department. Excessive use of force and police misconduct erode and undermine the public's trust in our law enforcement agencies, Harris said in a statement. The investigation is meant to determine whether officers in either department displayed a pattern of practice of excessive force or other civil rights violations. While Kern County's rate of killings by police declined in 2016, in 2015 the Kern County Sheriff's Office and Bakersfield Police Department killed a combined 14 people. That may not sound like a high number, but the NYPD killed 10 people during that same amount of time, according to The Guardian. A particularly controversial killing was that of 73-year-old Francisco Serna by the Bakersfield Police Department on December 12. Serna suffered from dementia and would go for walks when he struggled to sleep. Police responded after receiving a call about a man with a gun. When officers approached, Serna refused to remove his hands from his pockets. He was shot 8 times. Police never recovered a weapon from the scene, but they did find a dark, plastic crucifix in his pocket, the Los Angeles Times reported. Both the Bakersfield PD and the Kern County Sheriff's Office plan to cooperate with the investigation. In a press release, Bakersfield Police Chief Lyle Martin stated on Thursday, "The trust and confidence of the public is vital to the credibility and effectiveness of the Bakersfield Police Department." Image: http://pixel.watch/QUT7. A spokesman for the Kern County Sheriff's Office told The Guardian they would fully cooperate with the investigation. Read more at http://thefreethoughtproject.com/deadliest-police-department-investigation/#F808MFUKISM.99